I had a student last week who could not write a single line of code without GitHub Copilot. Not one line. He opened his editor, started typing a comment, and waited for the AI to finish his thoughts. When I asked him to write a simple for loop by hand, he froze. He literally could not remember the syntax. And here's the scary part, this student thinks he's a great programmer. Because Copilot makes him feel like one. But what happens when Copilot stops working? What happens when the suggestions are wrong? What happens when the AI starts selling you things inside your code? Because that's not hypothetical anymore. That's exactly what GitHub did in March 2026. I'm an IT professor, and I need to talk about why GitHub Copilot, as useful as it is not your friend. Let me tell you what actually happened. In March 2026, developers around the world opened their pull requests and found something strange. Copilot had inserted automated promotional messages into the code. Things like, quote, quickly spin up Copilot coding tasks. These weren't code suggestions. They were ADS. Injected into the sacred space of pull requests, which is supposed to be a clean, focused record of changes. Developers lost their minds. And rightfully so. Because this wasn't just a bug. It was a signal of what GitHub thinks Copilot should be. Not a tool that serves the developer, but a platform that serves Microsoft's business interests. And that's the fundamental tension. Copilot is not a charity. It's a product designed to make money. And when your interests and GitHub's interests diverge, guess who loses? You do. But it gets worse. In May 2026, GitHub announced a shift to token-based billing. Instead of the flat $10 a month that developers loved, they started charging by usage. By tokens consumed. By how much you actually use the AI. The more you depend on Copilot, the more you pay. And the quality? Developers are reporting that Copilot is getting worse. Suggestions are less accurate. Context awareness is declining. Because GitHub keeps swapping the underlying models. They went from Codex to GPT-4 to GPT-5, and each transition introduced new regressions. The tool that was supposed to make you faster is now charging you more for worse output. And you're still depending on it. Let me compare two approaches to AI coding tools that I see in my classroom. Student 1, let's call him Ben. Ben uses Copilot for everything. Every line, every function, every file. He types a comment and lets the AI fill in the blanks. He produces code fast. Lots of it. But when I ask him to explain what the code does, he can't. When the AI generates something that almost works but has a subtle bug, he can't spot it. He's built an entire project on a foundation of trust in a machine that doesn't deserve it. Student 2, let's call her Maya. Maya uses AI tools too. But she uses them differently. She writes the code herself first. Then she uses AI to review it, to suggest improvements, to explore alternative approaches. She never accepts code she doesn't understand. She treats the AI like a senior developer looking over her shoulder, not like a replacement for her own brain. Ben finishes his projects faster. Maya understands her projects better. Ben got an internship at a startup that uses Copilot enterprise-wide. Maya got an offer from a FANG company. And here's the kicker, when the power goes out, when the API changes, when the AI is down for maintenance, Ben can't code. Maya can. Because Maya learned to code with AI as a tool, not as a crutch. Ben outsourced his learning to a machine that just started charging him more and giving him ads. So here's my message to every student, every developer, every person watching this. AI coding tools are not going away. And they shouldn't. They're incredible. I use them myself. But you have to understand what you're dealing with. Copilot, Cursor, Claude Code, these are not your friends. They are products built by companies that answer to shareholders, not to developers. They will inject ads into your pull requests. They will change their pricing model to extract more money from you. They will swap models underneath you and tell you the quality is better when it's not. And none of that matters if you understand the fundamentals. If you can code without AI, then AI becomes a force multiplier. If you can't code without AI, then you're not a developer. You're a prompt engineer with a false sense of confidence. And the industry is already figuring this out. Companies are starting to ask during interviews, write this function without AI. Can you do it? Because they know that the developers who rely on AI as a crutch are the first to break when things go wrong. Use AI. Embrace it. But never outsource your thinking to a machine that sells ads in your pull requests. Learn the fundamentals so well that AI is a choice, not a necessity. I'm an IT professor. Subscribe for the stuff your syllabus doesn't cover. And tell me in the comments, can you code without AI? I want to know.